the opportunity to discuss about the various managerial skills that are required for insolvency professional, particularly to handle the project. Always talking about a CIRP is a project. The project to be completed within 180 days. If any issues are there, then with the permission of the adjudicating authority, we can extend up to 90 or another 60. That is remote chances. But normally the project to be completed within 180 days. Sir or madam, particularly whatever the project, whatever the assignment, whatever the profession, all required the time management and planning. Time management and planning are the two important areas. In addition to that, the managerial skills, that skills are required. If managerial skills are there, in my opinion, personal opinion, handling CIRP is a cakewalk. It is not a bother, it is not a problem. But any project, whether it is a CIRP or whatever the project, even in the business also, business is not a cakewalk. But the talented people, if we recruit, then it is a cakewalk. The talented people is having additional skills when compared to the promoters. That's why in big organizations, particularly whether it is Adani or Reliance or Tata, the top management is having the managerial skills. They are running the show effectively and efficiently. So the big organizations, always the talented people is always having the trait, that is a character, that is a managerial skills. If that is missing, then the delay will happen, problems will arise. It is a burden to those who are going to handle that project. That's why managerial skills, not only that one in managerial skills, the skills, the management, the managing things effectively and efficiently is called managerial skills. Whether it is an official or the personnel, both are, the skills are required to achieve the things in a desired manner, within a time schedule, with a low cost or reasonable cost. So for that, every manager in the functions, whether it is a functional manager, production or marketing or HR or finance, whoever manager, head of the department is there, he should have the manager. In the similar manner, the insolvency professional should also the managerial skills. Because you are going to handle the company. You are the CEO. You should have the knowledge in production. You should have the knowledge in marketing. You should have the knowledge in human resources. You should have the knowledge in technology. You should have the knowledge in finance. And beyond all these things, the CIRP requires the code, the rules, the regulations, the judicial pronouncement. So you should act as a all-rounder, not only with respect to only I know the act, I know the judicial pronouncement, I know the rules and regulations. That is not enough. Because it is a going concern. You have to run the company as a going concern. For that, managerial skills are very much required. You have to handle the people. Management is there. Communication is there. Decision making is there. Leadership qualities is there. All are clubbed together is called managerial skills. So that's why the managerial skills is the part of the profession, particularly the insolvency professionals. Whether you acted as a RP or IRP or liquidator or bankruptcy trustee, whatever the designations, whatever the various types of designations that are identified under IBC, you should have the control, you should have the grip in addition to the core skills. The core skills is the IBC, code, rules, regulation, judicial pronouncement. In addition to that, that's why to success the project, to make it a success the project, this is very much required. Now I'm going into the details, what type of managerial skills that are required and where it is required and for what purpose. On account of these skills, how you are going to achieve the CIRP and within the time schedule. Sir, madam, good afternoon. Wish you all the best in IP profession. Managerial skills, particularly the IRP or RP or liquidator or bankruptcy trustee, you should have the managerial skills. Even though you know the law, you know the act, you know the code, you know the rules, regulation, that is not suffice, that is not sufficient to complete the task of corporate insolvency resolution process. First, you require entrepreneur skills. You are handling the business organization, whether it is a manufacturing or service. First of all, you are handling the business organization. The business organization means the entrepreneur skills are required, because you are doing that activity, that is a going concern activity of the particular organization, and resolution plans, sale of assets, the entrepreneur skills are required. Whenever you are finalizing the resolution plans, commercial nature, not charitable nature. Why commercial? You have to get more amount from the resolution plans from the prospective resolution applicant. Then only that amount to be distributed to the stakeholders of the defunct company. So while finalizing the resolution plans, the commercial mind is to be applied. That's why entrepreneur skills. If at all that property belongs to you, the same logic, the same formula you have to apply to get the things, to maximize the things through the resolution plans. Today, one or two resolution plan received, and I want to complete the task. That is not the criteria. Bargaining capacity. Get the thing, because suppose the company is value is 100 crores. And we should not give that hand over the company for 50 crores or 60 crores like that. Thereby, the haircut will happen to the stakeholders of the company. Too much haircut is not advisable. We have to show our talent while finalizing the resolution plans. As a going concern, daily problems are there. Raw material problem is there. Suppliers problem is there. The existing suppliers, they are demanding the earlier dues, and whatever the utilities like electricity, water, that also they will ask. And beyond all these things, the employees, the officers, they will ask their whatever the dues are there. Not only that one, debtors. Whenever the company is going to give they sell the products, some credit is to be given. On not only that one, some interior finance is required to run the company. So you should have the commercial mind, you should have the entrepreneurial skills, entrepreneurship skills. Sale of assets. Okay, once you are selling the assets as a liquidator, or sometimes if at all unwarranted assets are there, take the permission from the COC, and for the day-to-day expenditure, some particularly wherever there is no lien or unencumbered assets are there, that is to be selected. But whenever you are selling the asset, maximum revenue, because your ultimate goal is to satisfy all the stakeholders of the CIRP, not certain stakeholders. Not only think about the financial creditors, the operational creditors. Within the operational creditors, the workers, the employees, all people are there, creditors, all people are there. And beyond that, if at all possibility is there, you have to repay the government dues, because government dues are also very, very important for economic growth of the company. Government dues are also to be paid. So here the entrepreneur skills are very much required. The entrepreneur is one of the resources economists categorized as integral to production, because you are handling the company as a CEO, chief executive officer. The other three being a land, natural resource, labor, and capital. If you see the factors of production, to start a company, factors of production, or to start a product, factors of production, land, labor, capital, and organization. Organization is nothing but managing the company. In the managing company, the entrepreneur skills are very much required. An entrepreneur combined first three of these manufactured goods to provide services. So whatever the labor is there, efficient handling of the labor, whatever the capital of the company is there, efficient handling of the maximum utilization of the capital, and don't waste the capital. And whatever the land, whatever the resources that are available in the company, maximum utilization, optimum utilization that is required. That's why you should have the entrepreneurship skills. There are typically create a business plan. Whenever you are prepared, whenever business plan, how to run the company. So, okay, earlier people, they have not run the company. It doesn't mean that company is a wasteful company. Some sick companies are taken over by the others, and they are getting profits. That type of a mind should have by the RP. Not only that one, hiring of the employees. Whenever existing people are there, what is the problem in using the existing people? Why should I hire? So here, the resources utilization is also very, very important. Optimum utilization of resources. Don't waste the any resources, whether manpower or the other resources that are available to the company. Suppose the company secretary is there, example, still the company is going to concern. If at all any COC meetings are there, please make it utilize him to draft the minutes or to resolution process, whatever the resolutions are passed, and circulate them. Again, for this, we should not engage the services of the people. Thereby, it is a sheer waste. Thereby, it is a CIRP cost. Once a CIRP cost is increased, then it is a problem to the stakeholders. They will receive a meager amount. Acquire resources. Based on the need, you have to acquire the resources. Need-based approach. Even though you are that company, your mindset should be that company belongs to me. And once that concept is there, then whatever the hiring of the people, whatever the business plan, acquiring resources in a judicious manner. Financing, whatever the whatever the resources, money is there, that is to be utilized in an optimum manner, not wastage. Whatever the wastages are there, that is to be controlled. Because this is a good opportunity for the IPs. Because you are going to run the company for a period of 180 days or before, if at all that is resolved. Provide the leadership quality. Because you are the CEO. Sometimes you act as a democratic leadership. Sometimes you have to act as a autocratic. Depending upon the situation, whether democratic leadership or autocratic leadership, that is to be decided by you. Suppose too much democracy is also sometimes a danger in the company. People are reluctant to work. That's why in management, two theories are there. School of thought theories. X theory, school of thought. Y theory, school of thought. X theory people, school of thought means in the organization, people are reluctant to work. Y theory people, they are interested to work. So we should not concentrate on Y theory. We should concentrate on those who are reluctant to work. In most of the organization, whoever is doing, they are giving more pressure to the people who are working for the organization. No, those who are not doing, they are leave it like that. It is a sheer waste, the human resources waste. But those who are not working, manage them to work and motivate them to work. That is the required management for the business. So you have to manage the business. And a business ultimate objective is a profit with growth. That is to be achieved. That is to be achieved. But all these things are never defined, and never any place it was not defined. But it is to be imbibed in the mind of the insolvency profession. Because you are going to act, you are running the company on behalf of the COC, and day-to-day administration you are handling. Once these traits, these skills, these characteristics are not there, it is a very difficult or a challenging one to run the company. The entrepreneur commonly face many obstacles when building the companies. Sir, running the company is not a joke. Lot of efforts are required, lot of thoughts, lot of decision-making process, lot of communication skills, all are required. So the strategic thinking is required. The strategic thinking, the top management should have. The same strategic thinking should have by the insolvency profession. The three that many of the site most challenging as overcome the administration, managing men at the workplace. You have to pacify wherever needs. You have to groom the people. Sometimes you have to be harsh whenever the things are not happening. That depends upon case by case, situation to situation. It is not applicable throughout the 180 days. So whenever good things are happening, congratulate them and inform to all the people. That's why it is an art as well as science also. Science, some basic principles are required to run the show, to manage the show. At the same time, it is an art also. Hire talent whenever the company require, hiring the people. Because it is a big organization. That too, you have to run the organization and talented people, not the known people, not the recommended people, not recommended by the corporate data, not recommended by the COC. As per your decision, these people, if at all, with me in my particular team, definitely I will run the company. That type of people you have to take, not simply based on a qualification, we should not take. Sometimes managing the company is very, very, very difficult. Obtaining finance, that interim provision facility is there. That is a part of the CIRP process cost. Once the company is in problem, definitely 100% liquidity problem is there. Once the liquidity problem is there, we have to get the funds. And whatever the unencumbered property is there, the unencumbered property we can mortgage and get the funds, run the company. Other with the help of the COC, get the permission. Why? Because of financing is also, it is a lifeline of the company. Without finance, a company will not run. How you are going to pay the salaries? How you are going to incur the whatever the fixed assets are there? All are linked to the finance only. Three thinkers were central in the inclusion of enterprises: Joseph Schumpeter, Frank Knight, and Israel Kringer. So Schumpeter suggested entrepreneurs, just companies were responsible for creation of new things in search for profit. That is the ideology of the Schumpeter. And Knight, the focus on enterprises carries uncertainty and believed they are responsible for risk premiums in the financial market. Today, everywhere risk is there. Production department risk is there. Finance department risk is there. If at all I am not recruiting the people properly, risk element is there. Once I selected, it doesn't mean 100% he will deliver the goods. After 2 or 3 months only, I can know the people whether he is a correct candidate or not. Through written process, through the group discussion, through interview, some of the companies, they are hiring the people. It doesn't mean after filtration, this man give good results. No. Selection is different. Performance is different. Some intelligent people are there. They can succeed in the examination, group discussion, and interview. They are the non-performers in the real the job. So that's why the risk premiums, particularly, they have to run the show without risk, managing the risk, mitigation of the risk. Cringer thought that entrepreneurs are process led by discovery. Think beyond because not a routine way, beyond the box. Particularly, some people they will think in a different manner. Then only it is achieved. Otherwise, the sequence, the routine, whatever the earlier people they have, then if I use the same logic or same strategy, it will not work. Something beyond and get the things done. The following is the ice cream making correspondence course, particularly ice cream making correspondence course. Two entrepreneurs, Jerry Greenfield and Ben Cohen, paid 8,000 in savings with a 4,000 dollars loan, leased Burlington VT gas station and purchased equipment to create a uniquely flavored ice cream in the local market. Today, Ben Jerry plus in millions and annual revenue. What their investment? Only investment is $8,000 in savings with 4,000. Total amount is 12,000. Today, they are the great people. They are the business people in the US. So that's why the talented people always be available. And we have to copy the best practices. So we have to read how to manage the company. Managing the company is not a simple task. Lot of hurdles are there. We have to overcome the hurdles. And sometimes some people without investment, without capital, they grown like anything. Later on, they are the millionaires or billionaires and they are in the market. So that's why the amount is not the criteria. The brain is the criteria. The brain, the knowledge is the more powerful than the money. Although self-made persons always been popular figure in American society, entrepreneurship gotten greatly exaggerated in the last few decades. In the 21st century, example of internet companies Alphabet, formerly Google, it was created to restructuring of Google in 2015, October 2nd, become the parent company of the Google and several former Google subsidiaries. Alphabet is the world's largest technology company by revenue and one of the most world's valuable companies, have made the people loving with the idea of becoming entrepreneurs. If you go through the success, actually you have to read the success stories of the business entrepreneurs, because you are going to handle the company as a going concern. And you have to handle the marketing function, you have to handle the production function, you have to handle the human resources. All functionary are to be controlled by you. So that's why you should be all-rounder. Not alone the code, not alone the rules, not alone the regulations, etc. Meta, FB, formerly Facebook, both which have made founders of wealthy. Meta Platform Incorporation, doing business, Meta formerly known as Facebook Incorporation, and the Facebook Incorporation is an American multinational technology firm based on Menlo Park, California. The company is a parent organization of the Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp among the subsidiaries have made the people loving with the idea of becoming entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs, overnight it is not possible. Your thinking process, your strategic thinking, your thinking beyond, sometimes beyond the box, out of the box, that is required. If at all I have given, you got an opportunity for CIRP of a going concern company, then managing the company is difficult. But once you are having the managerial skills, it is not a problem for you. Not a problem for you. Only one thing I told about earlier also, Nagarjuna Constructions Group. They are having the fertilizer plant at Kakinada. Two big fertilizer plants are there. So one RP got the assignment to act as a IRP. Immediately he reported to the risk office. One side liquidity crunch, second side production department telephone to the RP that gas is not available from tomorrow onwards or within 2 days unless until you talk with the GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited. And Gas Authority India, already they are having 250 crores dues and they don't want to supply the gas. Once the gas is off, then the company again restarting is a big problem. It takes 15 days. And the pipelines, some of the pipelines are to be changed. Once the gas is stopped, immediately he rushed with the help of the colleagues. Immediately he discussed the matter with the GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited, Director of Finance. Sir, I taken the job of IRP. And I know that there is a 250 crores due. But if at all you stop the supply of the gas, the main input of the gas is one of the raw material for the fertilizer company. Immediately what was happened, he convinced the director, sir, we will open the escrow account. Daily I'm receiving nearly 6 crores. Out of 6 crores, first I will give the priority 3 crores supply of gas. Then he agreed. But I will take care of your 250 crores later on. And for particularly the going concern, the company should be continued. Immediately, he telephoned to the IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, the consortium leaders. Then they highlighted, boss, if at all the sale process are credited to escrow account, out of the escrow account, 3 crores daily, if you pay the amount to the GAIL, then only we will get some income. Otherwise, further problem will arise to the bankers also. And the bank, immediately they got the permission from the consortium bank IDBA, and the member banks also, they contacted over phone and circulated the message, and they agreed. Immediately he informed the GAIL, and during his tenure as a ERP, the company is a going concern, no halt, no shutdown of the company. So this type of things never, it is not available. It depends upon your managerial skills. How to run the company, what is the bottlenecks, what is the key area, all these things are to be verified by you. Even in IBC, this type of information is not available. In the rules or regulations, it is not available. But you are designated as a CEO of the company. But anyhow, they told that the company should be continued as a going concern. For all these things, our talents, our skills are to be exhibited in a proper manner. Entrepreneurship and CIRP liquidation. IRP or RP are liquidated as a CEO of the company, undergoing CIRP. MCA by circular number 4 by 2020 and 8 by 2020. Once the INC 28 form is approved, only the IP, that is IRP or RP or liquidator, shall thereafter be allowed to file any form on behalf of the company. For subsequent filings, the IP should choose the designation of a chief executive officer for the purpose of a filing e-forms in various e-forms. You are designated as a chief executive officer. Means you have to run the company. Whatever the company stage is immaterial. Some people, day one onwards, this is a failed company. That type of a mindset should not be there. How much I have to do, what the better ideas, strategies. Once I implemented the strategies, then it is very easy to run the company. For the purpose of e-filing, INC 28, registrar needs to be informed about the order of the court or tribunal or any other competent authority for which the company or liquidator has filed to e-form INC 28 with ROC. Informing about the order, which may take the from approval extinction time or condemnation of non-compliance, etc., etc. IRP or RP particularly, the master data for the company shall have the approval of INC 28. Clearly display the said company, CIRP or liquidation, as the case may be, name of the IP so appointed shall be displayed in CEO's column. So you are the CEO. Once a CEO means whatever the characteristics are there, whatever his role is there, whatever the function, same functions you have to do. The designation given means not simply because for the purpose of ROC, that is one. CEO means you have to handle the company. One side, as per IB preamble says, the company should be continuous as a going concern. Thereby, you will get a good amount through the resolution plans. If at all the company is halted, the machinery will be rusted, and shutdown means all are in not in good condition. Thereby, the company will not get a good amount from the prospective resolution applicant. That's why this trait is required. You are the CEO of the company. IP shall be responsible and will be able to file all necessary documented disclosures or returns for the purpose of compliance under Companies Act. You are the CEO. Even if at all annual closing is that is 31st March and the balance sheets are also to be signed by you only. So that's why not only for signing of the balance sheet, and you have to exhibit your talent, your skills, the company should go in a better manner when compared to the earlier promoters. There are generally steps almost successful entrepreneurs ensure financial stability. The entrepreneur means financial stability. How much amount is required? You have to plan during this month or next month, how much funds are there required, how to get the funds, what is the unencumbered asset, who is providing interim finance, at what rate, that rate is matching with the internal rate of return of the company or not. The internal rate of the company, whenever the company is continuing as a going concern, the company will get 18% return. But the cost of funds should be less than 18%. Otherwise, there is no use of borrowing and manufacturing. the IRR is also very, very important. So ensure the financial stability. So once the lifeline of the company is the finance. Once the finance is stopped, workers will not get the remuneration. Once they are not getting the remuneration, then they will not work. They are reluctant to work. Whatever the utilities are there, whether electricity or whatever it is there, during the going concern concept, you have to pay and continue suppliers. Whatever the supplies they're supplying during the CIRP, particularly during the CIRP, whatever the supplies, you have to accommodate, otherwise no supplies, and build a driver's skill set, marketing, HR, and so you are not a production talented person, marketing talented person, human resource talented person, administration talented person, financial management talented person. Diverse skill set should be there. Some of the people, what my perception thinking is, some of the IPs they are thinking, if I know the code, if I know the rules, if I know the regulation, then I'm a successful IP. No, no, no. That is a business skills, managerial skills, communication skills, decision-making skills, all are required. That's why you are a all-rounder, a complete man. IP is a complete man. Identify the problem to solve. Some people always they are hesitate to handle the problems. Once the problem is handled, then he don't know how to resolve, how to solve. Some of the people, they don't attempt to solve the problem. No. If suppose some workers problem arise, Siva asked the particular HR manager, go there and solve the problem. If at all the HR manager is not that much capacity, then the problem will be aggravated. As a CEO of the company, you involve. What is the problem? Take the union leaders, take into your fold. And this is a problem. The company is facing the liquidity problem. Anyhow, we are in short period, the company good results will happen. You have to pacify. So identify the problem to solve it. Some people, they don't want to invite the problem. And they are sitting in the four walls only. They don't go outside. When the problem is there, jump into the problem, solve the problem. Then only your skills will increase. Then only the communication gaps will be arrested. If at all CEO is in four walls and a closed room in air-conditioned environment, problems will not be solved automatically. Because that company itself is a liquidity problem and a financial problem. All problems are there. And solve that problem. Lead by example. Once you solve the problem, first beneficiary is yours. You will feel the happiness. Oh, I resolved the problem. It is a great for me. That self-satisfaction is there in the entrepreneur skills, CIRP or liquidation, planning. Full activities of CIRP liquidation end to end. First of all, you should know the regulations, last page. The total CIRP time schedule is given. Read, and each and every how to handle and make a plan. Some other people, what is the next plan area, next activity in the CIRP process? They don't know. Up to 180 days, whatever the sub activities are there, all activities should be masterized. Even if at all you wake up also, tomorrow that is to be completed, tomorrow this is to be completed, tomorrow that is. You you jot it in a paper and the things to be completed on the same day. Then you are the correct person, professional person. IP is a profession. Profession by means not a law profession. All rounder, both law as well as management. Time management. Ensure the complete task within the time schedule. Sir, whatever the times they have given, that is upper caps. Suppose the particularly you have to appoint the valuers. You need not wait up to last day. Why not today? Get the permission from the COC. Or if at all any fraudulent transactions are there, preferential, undervalue, extortionate or fraudulent transactions are there, don't wait. If at all any sample, if you come to your mind, these are the fraudulent, and if you confirmed, then get the permission, inform to the CFC and get the permission from the adjudicating authority. Start the process. Why should I wait for up to last minute? Even take for example, building construction is there. 20 floors building connection. What they are doing, particularly that a builder, he will construct 2 floors. Below the first 2 floors, he will construct simultaneous the electrical installations and sanitary work and paintings. If at all we constructed 24 floors, after that we come back and they complete the whitewash and all these things, lot of time. Simultaneously, some things are to be completed simultaneously. That is mentioned in the project control techniques. One project control techniques are there. That is called PERT, PERT and CPM. Program Evaluation Review Technique and Critical Path Method. That is also to be applied in CIRP. Ensure the complete task within the time schedule. Yes, CIRP is a project and should be completed within the time schedule. Project control techniques like a PET, CPM are to be used. Otherwise, no meaning of a time value of money. The preamble clearly says, the IBC preamble clearly says, time value of the money, that is a preamble of the IBC. If it all delayed, then automatically the value of the assets will come down. Okay, land may be appreciated, but plant and machinery going to be rusted and no use, and the latest technology will come. And that plant and machinery we have to sell to the iron shop or second-hand iron people. They will wait the cages and they will purchase. For that only the plant and machinery is used. Some of the companies I am observing, even as a banker, once the company is in problem and nobody is bothered about the how to increase the value of the money, value of the company. And sometimes the building is the dilapidated condition, no maintenance and nothing, and the electricity wires are cut and a lot of problems. So here, time value of the money highlighted in the objectives of the IBC code. Group or synergy effect by taking the into fold of the all the stakeholders of the synergy effect efforts. Sometimes it is not possible for you alone to control the company. You have to control the company with the help of your functionaries. The production function, the marketing function, HR function, finance function, all people, the group or synergy effect is required. Once a synergy effect is there, it is achievable. And the financial management re-engineered. Whatever the each and every rupee is coming in, and what is the priorities, and if at all I am paying priorities, others will raise a question and others will also demand their money. You have to convince the convincing skills. Goals achievement. The goal is the company should be in a running condition. The goal is the maximum amount to be obtained from the prospective resolution applicant and through budgetary control system. We are always talking about the theory, but in practice, prepare the budget, achieve the budget figures, that is actuals, compare with the budget. Any negative is the deviation. What is that reason? Suppose we are thinking about the expenditure is 10 lakhs, but expenditure exceed 12 lakhs and 2 lakhs. Why it is exceed? And that comparison, wherever we are doing wrong things, we have to rectify them. Then only that is nothing but a budgetary control, fixation of budgets, comparison with actuals, reasons for deviation. That is entrepreneurship skills are required. Next, the next skill is business process re-engineering. That is a business process management. The old batch, that is old batch means erstwhile the promoters of the company, they have run the company in one style. That style is not useful. Why it is not useful? You are not getting any income. Losses are increased. Whatever the changes are required to run the company in a better manner, that is you have to think it of. You have to think it of. Then only results will come. If at all you follow the same process or whatever the process they have followed earlier, if you followed the same process, then loss will arise, profit will not come. So the re-engineering, business process re-engineering is today, most of the companies, they are adopting business process. Thereby, it is a convenience to the customer. It is a cost is also controlled. One example I am quoting here, only one example, my personal example, particularly my bank. Take for example, in Hyderabad, at present I am in Hyderabad. 600 State Bank of India branches are there. 600 State Bank of India branches. And to process the loan, particularly housing, car loan, education, personal loan, for each branch, one credit officer is required. How many credit officers are required? 600 credit officers are required. But the bank thought, the next management thought, no. Some other people, volume of work is high. Some branches, one or two applications they are processing. Some other branches, 10 to 20 applications they are receiving. So that's why the manpower, some manpower is wasted, some manpower, the pressure is there. This 600 branches split into 6 clusters. One cluster, second cluster, third cluster, fourth, fifth, sixth. Each cluster linked to the 100 branches. In the 100 branches, one central processing center was established. And all 100 branches, whatever the home loan, car loan, sent to that central processing center. In the central processing center, only 20 officers are there with the technology support and all this. And uniqueness, speedy, timely, and cost effective 20. So total 6 means 120. 120, the total 6 clusters are there. Each cluster 20 officers, 6 clusters 120. Earlier, I have engaged 600 people. Now today, only with 120, the volumes I am handling. Thereby, 480 manpower is reduced. That is called business process redesign. That is called process redesign. That's why banks are also, earlier banks are used to pay the cash in the branches. They have started a ATM. Now the people are 24/7. Thereby the rush at the branch is reduced. And a bank in your home, internet banking, a bank in your hand, mobile banking, all are the process redesign. Because I am giving only the bank example. The same examples are there in the production department or service organizations also. The process redesign definitely reduces the manpower. Manpower cost reduces means the cost of production reduces. Once the cost of production reduces, the selling price can be reduced. Once the selling price is reduced, then the demand, law of demand, the product will increase. That's why all these are should have the mind. That's why you should know what are the success stories of the business entrepreneurs. Simply examples. Instead of 600 credit officers, now the bank in Hyderabad, the State Bank of India, only with 120 officers, they are managing all the loans, particularly the home loan, car loan, education. 480 credit officers, particularly on an average, bank is paying credit officers with service and all this 1 lakh. 480 into 1 lakh, that much saving is there to the bank per month. So that's why even why I told about to get the understanding clearly, the business process re-engineering that much. The term business process redesign refers to the complete overall of the company's key business process with the object of achieving quantum jump in the performance measures. Return on investment it will increase. Return on equity will increase. Cost reduction will possible. Quality of the service will increase. The business process that can be redesigned encompass the complete range of critical process. Wherever the critical nature is there, redesign, think it of, discuss with all the people and redesign, then some result will happen. That result is useful to the company. Because you are the CEO, you have to run the company as a going concern. From the manufacturing and the production to sales and the customer service. That is definitely will happen. That's why exclusively why this type of training the classes are required means always thinking about I'm the expert in code, I am the rule, regulation, that is already, it is available. These are not available. Somebody has to tell. The term business process redesign also refers to business process reengineering or business process transformation. Redesign became popular in 1990 as the business leaders to focus on adopting changing technology. Today, on account of ATM 24/7, a bank in your house, internet banking, or a bank in your hand, mobile banking, the customer footsteps at the branches are reduced. Now the branch, earlier, we used to take the branch 3,000 square feet. Now the branches, the real estate cost. Now the branches with 700 or 600 square feet is sufficient to open the branch. Where is the 3,000 square feet? Where is the 700? To that extent, the rent or real estate cost is reduced to the bank. Once the customer is access the bank, per transaction, it is cost 100 rupees. Once the customer is access the ATM, the transaction cost is bank is only 8 rupees. 100 minus 80, 90 to save. That is the spirit of the business. So why I am giving that example is in production department or any manufacturing or service, this type of techniques are available. By taking into consideration of the people working in the organization, how to overcome that type of situation. Redesigning the popular in 1990 as a way of a business leaders to focus on adopting changing technology and forces in the industries. This requires a review of the current workflow, process structure, overhauling it makes them more efficient. Because they require certain degree of expertise. Some companies may require external parties to review, design the implementation of changes. Even you can suggest also. Whenever you are giving an expression of interest or information memoranda to the prospective resolution applicant, once it is redesigned, further cost will reduce. Then definitely those who are going to get the resolution plan they will be benefited because the information memorandum is nothing but a marketing brochure of the company. You are going to hand over the company to the prospective resolution applicant. That's the information memorandum to be prepared. And whatever the process, redundant process are there, if redundant process are redesigned, then the company working in healthy lines like that. You have to mention, you have to take the advisory services. Many companies undergone business redesign because of changes in the industry requires new infrastructure to remain competitive. Today, modernization, outdated machines are removed, new machines. Even sometimes the logo is also to be changed. Some companies, they are changing the logo, they are changing the color, they are changing the ambience. Thereby, they are inviting the new customers or young customers. Some of the companies that are changing the logo, changing the color pattern, changing the ambience. So here, I'm not talking about it to implement all those things, but wherever possible with the least cost and within the purview of the COC, you can do it. Small changes. Sometimes a small idea gives a good result in the organization. In sometimes companies may require radical changes by completely scrapping their process and adopting new ones. But highlight this importance in the information memorandum. Then the prospective resolution applicant will tempt to acquire the company with a higher amount. For example, if a more efficient of a way of manufacturing product or accessing resources are developed, a business company compliant abandon its process and adopt a new ones in order to remain updated of its peers. Today, lot of business organizations, we have to copy them. Why? Because you are the chief executive officer of the company. For the time being, once you got the assignment, leave it of the IP, and now you are the CEO of the company. That too 180 days with extension of 90, 270, or in remote cases, another 60, 330 days, or sometimes 2 years also some cases. Some companies need to eliminate parts of their business and hurt their profit. Some unnecessary process are there. Cut down, cost will decrease, profit will increase. The process redesign could be reduces the cost. This involves a consolidation, staff reduction, tightening budgeting, selling unprofitable operations, and closing. One example I am quoting here. In a CIRP process of a real estate company, the IP reported. Now the business is not up to the mark. The company own cars are, the hide cars are 10 are there. But the business is slow. Only 2 cars are sufficient. 8 cars are not required. De-hire. He taken the decision. De-hire only 2 cars. One is for marketing. Second one is for office work. I don't require 10 cars. 10 cars, 8 cars, they unnecessary expenditure. And some of the people is sitting idle, marketing people. There is no projects. Once there is no project, why should I continue? So he has given a suitable notice, and within 2 months, after 2 months, whatever the notice period is there, that notice period is given and removed. Thereby manpower cost is reduced. Whenever required, wherever required, he has taken some additional staff also. Whatever the redundant, whatever no work, no pay. That concept is to be implemented in CIRP process. Some other people, they don't know how many people are there, what is their role, what is their, whether their services are required by the company or not, how much salary they are paying. They, they don't know. Some IPs. But that I am appreciating that IP. This was happened in Hyderabad only, one real estate company. He dehired 8 cars. No, boss, no. We have to reduce the cost. I am the president, I am the CEO of the company. And this may involve consolidation, staff reduction, tighter budgeting. If at all I allowed 10 cars, 2 cars only required, 8 cars, they will come, the drivers will come and arams sitting and they are doing the games and other things, and month end they are getting the whatever the hiring charges are there, car driver salaries are there. I don't require selling unprofitable operations and closing offices or other facility. Suppose I don't, the one office is there, I don't require. No staff is there. Dehire that premises. But every month, so you should have the financial management expert also. You should have the financial management expert where the leakage is happening, money, the funds leakage is happening, and the executive position and the layers of the management eliminated to narrow the channels of the authority. Research and development department is there. In the department, 4 people are there. They don't have the work, no research. In that case, why should I continue that research department? First, dehire that people. Here you are having absolute right. You are having a absolute right to dehire the people because you have to handle the company in an effective and efficient manner. The role and IRP or RP in case of going concern concept entity, if redesign makes sense, it is essentially for business to consider going through series of steps, setting clear goals, identify core business process, determining the gaps and areas of require improvement, and designing development changes and implement and monitoring the changes. That is your role. Okay, along with IBC code, you have to go through that business management book also. You are an all-rounder. Okay, your executive staff is there. Whatever the compliance and all these things they will do. COC is there. Whatever your proposals are there, they will accept. COC is nothing but a board of directors for you. They are the board of directors. Even the erstwhile board of directors powers are removed. But your board, the current CIRP, in CIRP, the board of directors are nothing but COC. And whatever the COC approvals are given by the adjudicating authority. So here, if redesign makes a sense, it improves the profit, it improves the revenue, it reduces the cost, do it. 10 cars place, only 2 cars he has taken. That too within 10 days, whether you believe it or not. He has taken the monthly expenditure sheet from the company, and whatever this one, he checked with all the finance manager, why 10 cars are hired. No, sir, that the business is reduced, otherwise 10 cars are. Do you think that within next 6 months, the business is going to be increased? No, the construction activity. In that case, why should I take 10 cars? Why not 1 car or 2 cars? That type of decisions are to be taken by the insolvency professional during CIRP process. That is the managerial skills. That is the entrepreneurship skills. That is the financial management skills. Going concern entity. Discussion of dues workmen including salaries and wages. Sunil Kumar Jain and others versus Sundaresh Bhatt, others, 2019. Wages and salaries inclusion of CIRP. Twin conditions to be satisfied whenever you are paying the salaries. Satisfied. CD is a going concern or not. Once a going concern, employ the people. Actual work during the CIRP or not, then only. Otherwise, no work, no pay. The decision is given. The adjudicating authority given. Why not we implement this one proactively by the insolvency profession? Once it is a going concern or not, first decide. If it is not a going concern, no manpower is required. Okay, going concern, manpower is required. Whether actually worked during the CIRP or not, if at all they are coming and chit-chatting and sitting in the office or in the factory premises, it is a crime to pay the salaries to them. That's why the honorable adjudicating authority given the judgment, no work, no pay during CIRP. That too in Sunil Kumar Jain, others and Sundaresh Bhatt, and in 2009. Summary of the judgment. Wages and salaries of only the workmen employees who actually worked during the CIRP are to be included in the CIRP cost, not others. The army, they are not doing anything. And whatever the monthly salaries are there, if you pay them, it is a crime. The Honorable Supreme Court referred the following provisions of IBC and observed that while considering the claims of the concerned workmen or employees towards the wages or salaries payable during CIRP, first of all, it has to be established and proved that during CIRP, the corporate debtor is a going concern or not. And that too, the concerned worker or employees are actually worked or not, while the corporate debtor was a going concern during the CIRP. The Honorable Supreme Court is given. Why not you implement before the judgment? If at all there is no work, the two defunct company, the two, if at all you are paying unnecessarily, then the stakeholders, particularly the remaining stakeholders who are going to get some amount on account of CIRP or liquidation, they will not get it. The wealth is evaporated on account of payment to the no work, but pay is happening. No work, pay is happening. But Honorable Supreme Court, no work, no pay. Therefore, summary of the judgment. Therefore, two-step formula have been evolved. An exclusion has been evolved wherein the wages and salaries are all workmen employees of the who actually have not worked or performed the duties of the was a going concern shall not be included automatically in the CIRP. Further, the wages and salaries are included will have first priority in terms of whatever it is there. Sir, are you getting my point, sir? Madam, if at all. Sir, shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Next, sir. Okay. Next one is decision-making skills. Being a AP, you should have the decision-making skills. What is meant by decision-making skills? Choosing the best among the alternatives are called decision-making skills. Choosing the best among the alternatives is called decision-making skills. Today, the brainstorming is not happening. People are not listening what the other people are giving suggestions. People are not accepting. Suppose my production manager told some suggestion, I should listen. My marketing manager told some suggestion, sorry, to improve the sales, this suggestion to be implemented. Once this choosing the best among alternatives or brainstorming or group decisions are completely lost. That's why some of the companies, they are in doldrums. The decision-making skills are required. Evaluate the best one. Choosing the best among alternatives is called decision-making process through brainstorming. Whatever your ideas may not be correct. The production manager, he's put up nearly 20 years, or finance manager 15 years, or marketing manager 20 years. But it doesn't mean their sessions are always good. Check the session, whether it is implementable or not. If at all implementable, then get the permission of COC, implement. Don't follow, I am okay, you are not okay. That concept should not be there in the mind of the IPS. Because even though I am giving this lecture, I am not an expert. I am not an expert. All are experts only. But whatever the best is there, we have to do. Some people always thinking that I am okay, I'm the correct person, you are not okay. That type of concept should not be there in CIRP process. Listen. And if at all that is a valuable suggestion, with the once again go through that one, evaluate that one, and implement that one. Decision-making analysis is a systematic or quantitative visual approach to addressing the evaluating the important choice that the business sometimes face. Ronald A. Howard, a professor of management science, Stanford University, credited the originating the term in 1964. The idea is used by and large small corporations, companies, everywhere it is using. Even an entrepreneur also, the promoter also. Why board of what is meant by board? Why so many people are there? Because the brainstorming is happening. If at all any proposal, once the company is going for a diversion of business or a new product or existing modernization, then that is to be discussed in the board. And whatever the directors of their observations, their sessions are there, that is to be evaluated and finalize the decision. So the decision-making skills are required for the insolvency profession. The idea to be used large and small companies alike while making various types of decisions, including management, including operations, including marketing, capital investment, or strategic decisions or choices. All are to be every function. Decision making is required. Decision making is not on the top, it is the bottom also. If a production problem is there, you have to take whatever the views of the production department, whatever the views of the marketing, whatever the views of HR. The decision making uses a variety of tools. Evaluate all relevant information aid to the decision making. Incorporate aspects of psychology, management techniques, training, and economics. It is often used to assess the decisions, and that are in the context of multiple various many possible outcomes. So business organizations, as an IP, you are going to handle the CIEP, the CEO position, then lot of decision making processes. Why should you purchase from that particular supplier only? Why not a tender system? Why not an alternative supplier? So always why the company is going for that supplier only? What is the price he is charging? What is the prevailing price in the market? Who is other suppliers? How many suppliers are there? What is their price? How much discount they are giving? What type of credit they are giving? All are to be assessed. Out of that, you have to choose the best. It is often assessed the decisions that are made in context, multiple various that are made, many possible outcomes of the objectives. This process can be used in individuals or groups attempt to make decisions, risk management, capital investment, and strategic business. Example, a company has a patent for a new product that was expected to see rapid sales 2 years before becoming obsolete. The company confronted choice whether to sell the patent now or build the product in-house. Each option opportunities are there, risks are there, trade-off is there, and can be analyzed with the decision tree. And selling the patent versus making, whether use the patent or making the product. With these two branches tree, another group of decision can be created, consider optimal selling price. So whatever the two methods are there, you have to trade off, which gives benefit, highest benefit to the some companies. One item is there, small item. The small item is required for a manufacturing process. Whether the small item to be manufactured within the company or purchased from the outside. Within the company, what is the cost? Purchase from the outside, what is the cost? And what additional manpower is required? What time? What is the money? And what capital expenditure? All these things are to be taken into consideration and decide whether in-house is the best or purchase from the house. Purchase from the outside. These are to be evaluated in the decision-making process. In the decision-making techniques, improve the cost-benefit analysis, decision-making trees, game theory, linear programming. In the linear program, minimization, maximization is there. Minimization of cost, maximization of profit, multi-voting, buy and manufacture, net present value and present value, trial and error method, comparison analysis. These are the various techniques that are used. Why I am telling all these things means you are a businessman. Up to identification for the CIRP process, you are IP. After that, okay, IRP or RP, that is defined in the code or whatever the rules or regulation. But once you take over the company, you are a businessman. Whatever the qualities that are required, whatever the skills are required for a businessman, that is to be acquired by the insolvency professions. You are running the company for 6 months, that is 180 days or before, or extension 9 months, or further extension almost 1 year. And if some issues are there, another 1 year, 2 years. You have to live with the people of the company. You have to run the company efficiently and effectively and hand over the company to the prospective resolution applicant. Then only you are justifying your profession. That's a managerial skills are very much required. CIRP liquidation decision-making areas. Use of own staff or outsourcing. Some people, whenever they are occupying the seat of the IRP or RP, no recruitment. What is the existing staff? How many staff is available? And out of that, any bandwidth is there for them to allot some more work? Simply, if at all you are taking the manpower, it is a burden to the company. Public announcement. Whenever the paper advertisement is given, the reputed paper, highest circulation paper, not simply if at all any known person is there, if at all I am giving, it is not a wide circulation. then the total process is waste. Identification of values, whether they are competent or not. And some the bad history, some values history is not up to the mark. They are colluded with the corporate data also. As a banker, I know some of the the values they are colluded with the borrowers also. Very few. Transaction auditor. Whenever you are choosing a best transaction auditor, then only the puff transaction he can give in a beautiful manner, chart-wise, preferential, undervalue, extraordinary, and fraudulent. Then you can present the case to the adjudicating to reverse the transaction. If at all some no sir that is a transaction he will do means if at all he is unable to identify the preferential or undervalue or extraordinary or fraudulent, what is the use of appointing the transaction auditor? Decision making is required. Finalization of resolution plan. There also decision making is required. The finalization 29A. The 29 verification, strong verification is required. If at all haphazardly by preparing the evaluation matrix and finalize one person and that person later on not up to the mark, then status quo, the stakeholders will be felt unhappy. So the decision making process is very much required in evaluation of the resolution plans and 29A is very, very important. Identification of suitable buyers in case of liquidation. Whenever we are going for auction and suitable buyers, some people they may deposit some amount. Later on, they may withdraw again from square one. What is the standing position, financial standing position of the buyer? Whether he is capable of paying the remaining amount or not. Here only the decision making areas. Now, in the management skills, technology skills are also required, particularly in CIRP and the liquidation. You should have the technology background. Never defined, but they have given one position that you are CEO of the company or IRP or RP or liquidator. You are handling the company. Technology, wherever possibility is there, technology. Particularly to conduct the meetings, COC meeting, video conferences, wherever possibility is there, the whatever the windows or whatever the other media, particularly the technology platforms are available today. The artificial intelligence and machine learning is increasing. So here, the technology, the speed communication to the stakeholders, take the decision and voting, all are to be instantly happen. What is the technology skills? Proof of claims. Particularly Regulation 7, claims of the operational creditor. A person claiming the operational creditor other than the workmen or employees of the corporate debtor shall submit the interim resolution provision by post or form B. Provided such person may submit a supplementary documents or clarification before the particularly claim submission. Why you are still okay? That is option is available for the operational creditor. There is no option for the financial creditor. He has to submit the claims online only. Then it is very easy. The postal delays, all these things. And the claims with the financial creditor, that is Regulation 8. A person claiming the financial creditor other than the creditor belongs to the class of creditor and Form C, provided such person submit supplementary clarification before the constitution of the committee. So once you have given the public announcement, you have clearly mentioned how to submit the claims, whether online or offline. Online is preferable. If at all in your company, particularly where you are handling the CIRP process, technology experts are there, make utilize them in a best possible manner. Paperless, paperless and speed, cost less, paperless or no paper. The technology business is growing necessity everywhere. And as you years ago, business world is learning more and more towards make it impossible to separate the two from each other. Technology business. Today, the main input of any organization is a technology. If a bank is there, take for example, bank. Earlier, check culture is there. Today, nobody is using checks. Withdrawals is there. Nobody is using. Demand drafts are there. Nobody is using. So the technology, particularly in your CIRP process, as well as in the production or marketing or finance, technology is required. Innovation breeds.
Sir, if you want, then we can have a short break anytime.
10 minutes, madam. Hello, madam.
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay, 10 minutes break. After that, we will meet.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Shall I start now, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Ah,
please. Yes, please.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now coming to the major industries would fall into terrible collapse if one were not taken with the technology. That is the importance of the technology. Technology not only in the CIRP process, but in the production department, wherever it is feasible. We have to use the technology, thereby cost and speed and accurate results will happen. Majority of the business operation transaction somehow involve in the use of technology. Some actions of the technology in business including accounting system, management information system, whatever the statistics, whether it's sales or purchases or production, point of sale systems. Today, e-marketing is there. Daily, you have to observe. If at all it is e-marketing business, then you have to observe the daily sales, daily results, revenue, and simplify more complicated tools. The role of the technology in business is a tremendous growth in trade and commerce. Today, without technology, there is no unit. Total data is also stored in RAM, random access memory. The business concepts were models were revitalized as a result of introduction of the technology. This is because of technology give new, better approach and go about with business. The faster, more convenient, more efficient performing the business transaction. As a IP, as a head of the company, the daily results are to be monitored by you through the dashboards, particularly what is the production cost, what is the finance problem, and tomorrow how much funds are required, and how much funds are to be deployed, or how much funds are borrowed, and what is the surplus amount, how to make utilize the surplus amount, and getting the permission from time to time from the COC members. So the technology, wherever it is possible, you have to implement the technology. With the automated process of technology can provide productivity, the input-output matching, less input with more output. That is, the productivity is more in technology and it reaches the higher level and it reduces the cost of operations. This is due to minimal resources consumed and the process business activities, allowing room for better products and produce a faster services delivery to more clients and customers. That is the strength of the technology. Wherever possible, technology. That concept should be in the minds of the insolvency professional. Going concern means the company should not be continued as it is. Whatever the little or small corrections are, whatever the corrections, whatever the changes are there, you have to change for giving the better results. That is the purpose. That is the purpose. That's why IP profession is not only a legal profession, because it is linked. You have to handle the legal as well as the management of the company simultaneously. And whenever issues are came, then only you have to verify the legal aspect. Till such a time, managerial aspects. Because unless the company is going to hand over in the hands of the resolution applicant, the prospective resolution applicant, till such time, we have to use both legal as well as the managerial. This is due to the minimal resources consumed process business activities, allowing room, better products, produce, faster service delivery to more clients and customers. Technology used in CIRP and liquidation. Which areas are to be used in production process? whatever the little. I'm not talking about you incur huge amount of capital expenditure. Whatever the small changes, sometimes small changes gives great results. Existing technology of the company, some updations are required. If that is not happen, spend the some amount. That is CIRP cost only. That is CIRP cost only. So spend that amount to get the better results. And any upgradation of the going concern. Suppose the mission is there, or if at all some latest even systems are there, accounting, particularly the accounting system. Any new version is coming, you have to incur. It doesn't mean that you have to continue with the old processes, old machines, old systems and procedures. For betterment and gives good results to the organization ultimately. And meeting with IT people and IT department continuously. As a IP, you have to interact with the IT department people. If at all I got an CIRP, first I will contact the IT people. Why? Because whatever the user ID passwords are there, that is to be disabled. Otherwise, once I reported and later on I have seen in the meantime some data changes may also happen. That is happening in some companies. And whatever the existing passwords, user IDs are there, disable and need based, we have to allow it. And meetings with IT people and IT department, verification of claims. Data is available on RAM. Most of the organization, no physical records. Today, there is no physical records. All are in random access memory. The information memoranda use Excel sheets for arriving the cost and revenues. And a resolution applicant, while submitting the resolution plans, all these things, the IT is to be leadership qualities. You are the big boss of the company. And all employees are to be groomed properly and get the things from them. You are the key person. You are the top person, CEO of the company. The leadership qualities are required. Once the leadership qualities are not there, people will not listen, people will not work, people will not honor your views or not implemented your views. So whatever the leadership qualities are there, all leadership qualities are to be exhibited. Sometimes you have to work as a democratic leadership, sometimes autocratic. Wherever necessary, you have to tune accordingly. If at all you are always autocratic, then people will not listen. People will become rotten. They don't listen. And democratic, too much democratic, people will not work. So wherever the balanced approach is there, sometimes autocratic, sometimes the democratic type, the leadership business capacity, the company's management set to achieve the challenges goals. For what purpose leadership? To get the things from the people who are working in the organization. That is the quality of the leader, to get the things from the people who are working in the organization. And foster decisive action when needed, outperform the competition and inspire to other to perform highest level. Whenever you are working as whenever you are using the leadership qualities, first of all, I should be a role model. And I should also work. Work means I should not work in the production or marketing. But at the same time, I have to discharge. Some people, particularly IPs, they are not visiting to the companies frequently. Occasionally, they are visiting. In the meantime, what is happening in the company? Whether the company is any misappropriation, mismanagement is happening or not? How they know? Once they are giving some remuneration, for that remuneration, we have to go there and sit there and complete that one task. Because you are the head of the company. And nowhere it is mentioned that you need not visit and you have to verify offline only. No. The individual strong leadership qualities in the business often rise to executive position, either CEO or Chief Operating Officer or CFO or Chief Risk Officer or President, etc. The leadership qualities are very much required. Leadership provides a direction for the company and its workers. That's why in this figure, you are the direction. According to your direction, people will move. And the employees need to know direction, which company is headed, and who are follows the reach the destination. And once the confidence level of leaders is there, the people productivity will increase, the people performance will increase, they will listen the immediate process also. And leadership involves showing workers how effectively perform their responsibilities, regularly supervising the completion of their task. Every leader, those who are working in under him, they have to verify whether they are discharging the duties in a desired manner or not. If at all they are not desired manner, the company will collapse. So you are the controller, you are the leader, you are the administrator, you are the manager. All skills are required. Leadership is also about setting positive example of the staff to follow. By being excited about the work, being motivated to learn new things. Some subordinates, people working under the leader, they felt happy that they are working with a good leader. Why? Because the subordinates also, they will copy the leaders best qualities also. So you are the showcase for them and helping out the need both individual and team individuals. That is required. That is required. So the leader should be a role model, and a leader should involve setting and achieving goals, taking into action and beating the competition. The ultimate objective is getting the things from the people who are working under you, and at the same time you have to achieve the goals of the organization. And whatever the competition is there, the competition is to be achieved, to be faced, and a related tone of the company's management, what kind and culture built to the employees. Effective leadership includes stronger character. The character is very, very important. If at all some leaders, they are doing wrong things, then people may not respect that leader. If at all I am having a good character, conduct is there, definitely my words strength will increase. Otherwise, my words strength will dilute. Why you are telling like that? You are doing that wrong thing, this wrong thing, they may criticize also. Leaders exhibit honesty, integrity, trustworthiness, and ethics. Then only the subordinates will listen. Then only they will honor your views. Then only they will honor your instructions. Strong leadership involves clear communication skills. Leader means he should be a communicator. Whatever the communication is there, the communication reach to the people working in the organization, to all levels of the organization. Leaders speak with listen to staff members. Not one side. You have to listen from the subordinates also, staff members also. Only one side approach is not correct. You have to listen, you have to tell. Both sides, the communication should be. Some leaders, they will tell and leave it like that. They don't listen what the subordinates they are telling. The listening skills are also very much required. Respond to the questions and empathy. Whenever the subordinates are raising questions, you have to answer. Sometimes empathetic manner. Leaders are use effective communications, moving company forward and achieving the new levels of success. The success is of the organization depends upon the leaders. Once the leader is not good, the success will be deteriorated. True leadership sees where the company headed and plans the steps needed to get there. And visualizing what is possible and following the trends in the industry, taking the risk to grow business, all required to the leaders. Simply leaders, whenever they are giving directions to the people in the organization, whatever the trends that are happening in the industry, whatever the best practices, what are the results in other companies, what are the performance parameters, all these things are to be informed to the subordinates in a proper manner. Productive leadership shows optimum and provide positive energy for staff. If at all you are a good leader, it is a energy to the staff members. If at all you are a role model, they don't mind to work beyond ourselves. They don't mind to work beyond ourselves. Good leaders are to support and truly concerned a well-being of others. And leaders find answers to challenges. Whatever the challenges that are facing by the subordinates, you have to give some answers or solutions. Workers in a way. So here he should be a role model. And a challenging task, whatever it is there, you have to give the solutions. Leader finds a way the staff to work together. The synergy effect is required. Not alone. So works together. Leaders should be worker and the workers should, subordinates also to be workers. If at all I am the leader, I am not going to the company and I am giving directions, nobody will listen. I have to work for the organization. At the same time, I have to give the directions to the lower level. Then only they will work maximum results and efficient and effective manner. Leadership skills that are required for CIRP and liquidation. What type of leadership qualities that are required for the insolvency profession, particularly during CIRP and liquidation? Smooth running the company as a going concern. Whatever the hurdles are there, it is not a cakewalk. We have to, so many hurdles are there. Liquidity problem is there. People are not interested. See, people are they leaving the company, and some the suppliers they are creating problem and resolving the issues of the creditors and promoters. As a leader, we should not deny the erstwhile management. You are the IP. You should not simply, no, on account of your wrongdoings only the company is happening. Don't criticize. They run the company for 20 years or 25 years. Now on account of liquidity problem or other problems, the company is defunct. It doesn't mean they are not the useless people. So we have to give the experience and respect to them, either creditors. Today, the creditors, always operational creditors, they are anxiety. When I will get my amount dues from the company? Definitely, they have supplied the goods. The goods are manufactured and sold, but the amount is not paid to the creditors. They are worrying. For that also, we have to give the information and address the problems of workers and employees. Address the problems of workers and employees. And manage the funds without a liquidation problem. Whatever the funds are there, the funds are to be managed without a liquidation problem. Interacting with the resolution applicants and get the best resolution plan. While disposing the assets as a lead, while selling or disposing the assets, you have to use your leadership qualities. So that is a leadership qualities gives good results to the organization. Now, the next the trait that is required is communication. The next trait that is a skill that is required for the IRP or RP is communication skills. At the time of taking over the company, You have to address it to the staff members. The company is in problem. That's why the financial creator filed an application with NCLT, or the operational creator filed an application with NCLT, or the corporate creator filed an application with NCLT. Now they have appointed me as a CEO. As a IP is equivalent to CEO of the company. The erstwhile directors have no power, and they will attend only for the meeting. The decisions are to be taken by me, and that is to be approved by the COC. And your support, your cooperation, your maximum productivity is very much required to continue the company as a going concern. That type of initial speech as a leader, as a IRP or a RP, or as a CEO of the company, you have to disseminate this information to the staff. Then only things will happen in a different manner. What is happening is some of the IPs simply once they reported, they directly going to the room and they will call the key managerial person. No, you have to address the people, address the staff members in a big manner, in an open place, and assemble all the people and communicate them. Otherwise, they will think that you are a foreign person. Foreign means you are not belongs to the company. Communication is essential element in the success of any business, and it is a lifeline of the organization. Without communication, whatever the achievements are there, whatever things are not happening, you have to communicate properly and get the things in a proper manner. The process of transferring information from one person to another within or outside the business environment termed as a business communication. Communication is not restricted to within country, within the firm. You have to communicate outside the firm also. And the term the business communication is derived general communication which associated business activity. You have to communicate with the financial creator. You have to communicate with the operational creator. You have to communicate with the government authorities, and you have to communicate properly with the media also. Why media? Sometimes when big company is they facing CIRP, the media is also showing some anxiety. When the company will recover, when the company is going to be handed over to other resolution applicant like that. So communication is not only within the premises of the company, but also outsiders also. And in other terms, communication between parties, people, business related is considered the business communication. The business communication within or external, internal as well as external. Managerial efficiency. Communication helps to smooth of the operations of the company, particularly whenever the meetings are happening, particularly with regard to the COC meeting, committee of creators meeting, or with the key managerial person or the production departmental head, the communication should be strong. Strong means the communication should highlight the importance of the particular role or the things to be get from the other people. The managerial task can be performed with the communication system is effective and enhance morale or relations. Once you have communicated properly, the morale of the people will increase. They motivated, they will work for the organization. And once you are not communicated and simply coming and go into the chamber and come back and by 6 or low, if you're leaving, nothing will happen in the company. Nobody will cooperate. So here the communication is a two-way communication, not only one way. Effective communication emphasizes the employees' participation in the meeting. Once you have communicated, then only things will happen. Some of the people, they are hesitant to communication. Why? Because once they are started communication, problems will arise. That is the fear psychosis mind of the people. It builds the employees' morale and cordial industrial relationship. If at all you are not talking and simply going into the cabin and after that working hours is over, going back, then the cordial relationship will not happen between the management and employees. Effective leadership. The effective leadership depends upon the effective communication. The effective communication, effective leadership qualities that is correlated. The two-way communication helps effective communication. Listen, that listening skills are also very much required. Some of the people, they don't listen. Always they are only one way. The manager leader must handle the subordinates. And the qualitative leadership is essential. The qualitative leadership will happen based on your communication skills. And that to obtain the proper system of communication. Communication different types. The letter communication or email communication or verbal or sometimes the phone or the different types of communication. And you have to give the presentation sometimes to all the staff members in a gathering that to the performance after reporting or before reporting, what is the developments, how the people are supported, that we have to appreciate. That is called pat on the back on the people. Pat on the back of the people. Mutual trust and confidence. Mutual trust and confidence level of labor and management are necessary for effective communication in the organization. When there is an effective communication, it helps reduce misunderstanding. If at all you are not communicated, they are thinking in a different manner. They are thinking in a negative manner, and a development of mutual trust is also. So that communication should be two-way communication. Trust, confidence, labor, and management necessary effective movement of the communication. So the misunderstanding scope should not be given by the leader. The communication should be good. Better decision making. Once you communicated, the number of alternatives or suggestions will automatically come. That will be useful for the decision making process. The success of the organ can be measured in better decisions. And when the information, data, or other facts are effectively communicated, it hampers the decision making. If at all the information is not provided and simply you are communicated means there is no useful. So when the facts are communicated, concerned department or organization person, it is used to make a decision promptly. Once you communicated, decisions will automatically will happen. Otherwise, no decisions. Staffing. When the information correctly communicated in time, it helps with the function, selection, placement, social promotion, and transfer. All these things are happening. Better managerial concern. All managerial functions such as planning, organization, controlling cannot be conducted without communication. So the communication plays a vital role. Suppose if at all you are doing an IP, and you are not communicated your developments or your thoughts or ideas to the COC or the adjudicating authority or the compliance for the IBBA, then automatically you are inviting the penalties and misunderstanding, all these things. So proper communication is required. The compliance is also the one type of communication. Once you are complied, that is communicated to them, then it is better. Otherwise, you are going to invite the particular whatever the penalties are there. Good communication helps, particularly, it increases the productivity. It increases the customers, particularly about the company performance, about the quality of the product. If you communicate it to the public, customers will increase and the business partners will increase. Some of the people, that's why you have to communicate properly the information memoranda. Whatever the company profile is there, prepare the profile in a correct and effective manner by presenting all the facts to the prospective resolution applicant. Then the yield rate, that is the resolution plan, the highest amount they may quote also. And facilitate innovations in the business. Once you communicated, then automatically others will proactive. I'm using this process. Oh, why you are using that process? Why not this process? Others will communicate. Once from you responded, others will also proactively responded. Information exchange and plans, policies, and all these things, and the implementation of plans and policies, efficiency of the employees, all will increase with the help of a good communication skills. Goals achievement is possible. Whatever the company goals are there, whatever the IP goals are there, that is to be achieved with the proper communication, solving the problems and issues easily. Once the communication is there, whatever the problems you are facing during CIRP, that is to be resolved and facilitate decision making and work management relationship will be good. Industry relations will increase and product or service promotions and reduce the chance of conflicts. Once the communication is not there, conflicts in the organization will increase. Employee satisfaction level will increase. Employee loyalty will increase and the efficiency of managers, different departments of proper functioning, all these things through the communication only, it will happen. Through the communication, it will happen. But what type of a communication, how communication is useful in a CIRP and liquidation process? First meeting with the staff members as an IP or IRP, you have to meeting with the staff members, seeking their support in CIRP process. You have to request them. Now I am going to handle your company and the company going concern. I solicit your support to make the company in a better manner. And communication with the union leaders of the entity. Actually, whenever you are handling the particular company, the workers or the employees, union leaders are also there. And they may give some troubles also. And to avoid that troubles, you have to communicate properly. The company is in defunct position. I'm going to handle the company and I am going to do some better. And once the better the results are there, then whatever the results are there, I will pass on to the stakeholders like that. And maintain good communication with the operational creator, the OCs. They are worried, they are in tension mode. When the company will pay, whether I am getting full amount or not, whether I am getting a amount with interest or not, whether I am foregoing the total amount or not, whether the RP is giving priority to the security creditors or not. This type of questions are lingering in the minds of the operational creditor or corporate debtors, particularly the erstwhile promoters or directors. They're also thinking this company to whom they are giving, whether they are giving less amount or more amount. If less amount is there, then automatically the difference will be recovered from the personal guarantor to corporate debtor. That type of questions will lingering in the minds of the particular corporate debtors also. Communication play a vital role in a COC meeting. So while preparing the COC meeting or while going to conduct a COC meeting, the IP should prepare the list of agenda, all areas to be covered. Otherwise, every time a meeting of the COC is not possible. And whatever the issues are there, all are to be discussed, thread bar discussion in COC meeting. Then only the good results will happen. Then only the CIRP process are to be completed within the time schedule. And communication properly to the adjudicating authority. Whenever you are attending for the particular or informed to the adjudicating authority about the status or about the permissions, you have to communicate properly in a simple, lucid, easy to understand. And why? Because the judicial time should not be wasted. And if at all it is not properly presented, then they may postpone the things also. Once postponed, then automatically it is a problem. about the facts of the case development from time to time. Next, the managerial skills that is required for the insolvency resolution professional or or particularly IRP or RP, the negotiation skills. The negotiation skills, both are win-win. Everybody is trying to win in the negotiation process. If at all workers are there, they are always think about they should win. Management, they are trying to win. All the negotiation skills are to be required, particularly for the IRP or RP. Negotiation is a strategic decision that resolves the issue where both parties find acceptable. Finally, both parties are to be accepted. In negotiation, each party pursued with the other to agree with this his or point of view. Everybody, I am right, you are not right. I am okay, you are not okay. That type of the psychology of the people are like that. By negotiating, all involved try to avoid arguing but agree to reach some form of compromise and conclusion. If at all in the negotiation process, if at all you are arguing, others are also, there is no conclusion, nothing. So sometimes we have to compromise. We have to accept. We have to accept the views of the others. First accept, and whatever the weakness or this one is there, you have to inform them. And the negotiation involves some give and take approach, and not a one-way approach, which means one party always come out on the top of the negotiation. That is not good in the negotiation process. And the other must concede even if the concession is nominal. So here, the negotiation is the two-way approach. Sometimes a give and take approach. And we should not behave like an authoritative. Once the authoritative aspect is there in the minds of the negotiation process, the negotiation will not be succeeded. Negotiation involves two or more parties who come together to reach some end goal through the compromise and resolution involved. That is a two process. One party will put in position forward while other either accept the condition or present a counter the position. The process continues, so both parties agree to resolution. Finally, that is to be agreed by the both parties. To that extent only, that negotiation, give and take approach. Give and take approach. Then only it is a successful one. Otherwise, the negotiation is a failure one. But in participants learn as much as possible about the other party's position. Whenever you are going for negotiation, whether to workers or with the resolution applicants or in any other matter, then first of all, you should understand the other party's position before negotiation begins, including the strengths and weaknesses of the position, how to prepare and defend the positions, and the counter argument the other parties will likely make. So you have to make the rehearsal. You have to start the rehearsal, and what type of questions he will ask, how to answer the questions. First, you start the rehearsal or homework, then only the negotiation success will happen. Otherwise, argument will not fetch anything in the negotiation process. The give and take approach is required. If it all always take approach or give approach, then the negotiation is also failure. The length of the time takes a negotiation will depend upon the circumstance. Sometimes the negotiation, we have to stop at one point and start again. Otherwise, in hot discussions, if the negotiation is continued, definitely achievement is not possible. Sometimes if both parties are in a argumentative stage, postpone that one. And sometimes while doing the negotiations, go outside or take a cup of coffee both, or take a lunch or a dinner and get together. That also give. That's why in a negotiation process, this type of strategies they will adopt. And sometimes they will break and they will discuss the general things, not about this issue. And a negotiation take little as a few minutes, or more complex cases much longer. Sometimes the negotiation may be immediately, it may be resolved, but sometimes longer period of. For example, buyer and seller negotiation for minutes or hours for the sale. Buyer and seller, okay, buyer, I'm going to purchase this much price, I'm going to pay. Seller, this type of negotiations are quickly will happen, but some legal cases, some negotiations, it will take longer time. But the government, two or more countries make takes months or years negotiate for a trade of deal. When it comes to negotiation, there's some key elements are there for going to be a successful. For success of the negotiation, these are the principles: the parties involved, the relationship, the communication, the alternatives, the realistic options, and legitimate claims, and a level of commitment. If all these are there, it is a successful one. Otherwise, negotiation may not be successful. May not be successful. When negotiation don't work, sometimes negotiation will not work. When the best negotiated difficult to at some point or another to make the things work. After all, the process requires some give and take approach, and one party just won't shift a tone to want to give at all. But there could be other issues also. Lack of communication. Sometimes due to lack of communication, negotiation will not be happen in a smooth manner. This obstacle can be frustration, in some cases anger also. So in that particular situation, once the frustration, anger is resulted, is there in the negotiation process, we have to put the brake and we have to put the brake and go for take a rest. And after 2 or 3 days, that too sometimes negotiation in a healthy environment, not in a congested way. Suppose a room with the proper lighting, with the proper cooling of the climate, all these things are gives good results in the negotiation process. Some of the people, lot of sound is happening, lot of speaker or sounds are listening. During that time, if at all both are discussing, results will not come. The calm, the peaceful environment, and sometimes during lunch time, dinner time, negotiation should not happen. Why? Because at that time, hungry and other inconvenience always creates some problem. So the good environment, time is also very, very important. Time is also the negotiation may be turn sour, ultimately lead to parties argue with another. And when this happened, the best sometimes party could not talk away. And at that time, they have to stop. Taking yourself equation, enhance the regroup and may both bargaining table. Sometimes the negotiation process, the people are also to be changed. Once the people are to be changed, then only the better results will happen. What type of negotiation CIRP in liquidation process? Negotiation with the staff members. You have to negotiate. If at all the company is not paid their salaries and wages, they are always eager to get that amount. But you have to pacify them as a CEO of the company. Unions, the unions always demand. They don't listen. Whatever the priorities are there, they don't listen. because my workers, my employees are struggling a lot. Some other people, they are not eating food like that. They will comment, they will pass on the comments like that. So here, the negotiation skills are required, proper negotiations, and you have to convince them by providing the data, providing the information, etc. Negotiation, financial institution for interim finance. Whenever you are going for interim finance, normally for a defunct company, nobody will give, and you have to negotiate them. These are the unencumbered asset. These are the company future. These are the strength of the company. These are the opportunities that are available to the company. This amount is not impossible for the company, and not impossible to pay the government. That too, the interim finance is a part of the CIRP process cost. Like that, if you negotiate, then some funds will released by the financial institution, particularly during CIRP process. Negotiation with the resolution applicants. Always resolution applicants, always they will quote less amount to take over the company. And once they take over the less amount quoted, then that satisfy all the stakeholders of the erstwhile company is not possible. So to get the better rate, and we have to highlight what are the strength of the company, whether the machinery is a new machinery, highlight, whether it is a latest technology, highlight, what is a product quality, the product, particularly that product is a unique product, highlight, and whatever the best and the strengths are there in the company, we have to highlight during the negotiation process with the prospective resolution, and get maximum amount as far as possible, maximum amount to get from the resolution applicant for the benefit of the stakeholders of the company. So that's why negotiation with the resolution applicants to get a better pricing and a better resolution plan. That is also very much required. Next managerial skills is personality. So even some of the IPs, there also what is a dress code, particularly to attend to the NCLT, whatever the blazer and all these things. And here you are the CEO of the company. Normally CEOs, the personality, the dress, all are different when compared to the ordinary worker. But if at all we are going in a simple manner, then today people will not recognize. People will not listen your words, your instructions. So the personality is very, very important. Particularly to conduct the COC meeting, or to arrange for arranging the funds with the financial creditor, or to present your the case with the NCLT, or to get the permissions to reverse the puff transaction in the NCLT. For all these things, the proper structure, the proper addressing, the proper personality, all are required. Not in a simple. Then only people will recognize. Then only people will listen. Then only people will honor your views, etc. So that's why in manager, one of the important one is in the managerial skills is the personality. What type of a personality skills? The broad term brand personality refers to the human characters that are attributed by the brand name. You're the IP. Insolvency profession, that is one type profession. This profession is well recognized in developed countries also, because they honor, because he is an all-rounder. He is not only the law expert, he is also managerial expert. So the brand name, an effective brand increases the brand equity and a consistent set of traits that specifically client segment enjoys. So whenever you are visiting to the company with your team members, definitely the personality should be look then only the people will respect it to the personality, designation, etc. And the personality is a qualitative value added that a brand again gains in the addition to its functional benefits. Such a brand personality is something to which a client can relate. Your client, particularly your client is the company, or your client is the COC. So the personality and all these things plays a vital role. We should not go in an ordinary manner. With the tie, blazer, and all these things are required. With the briefcase and all these things. Because the look should be good. Then automatically from the entrance gate, the security wala to the key manager person, always they will give respect to the profession. He is an insolvency professional like that. Personal skills called soft skills, people skills, interpersonal skills, or the person attributes or traits related to social interaction in a variety of ways. They are also highly transferable since your attitude, personality, work style automatically flows the individual to every company you worked for. That's why from the taking the appointment as an IRP or RP till the completion of the process, the personality should be maintained. The decorum of the profession, the particularly whatever the dress code and all these things, that should be continued. And in a better manner, then only people today, even though you are having good knowledge, even though you are having communication skills, even though you are having decision making, all are there. If the personality is missing, today people are not respecting. They will see the personality also. Personality in the sense means it inclusive of all, particularly the dress, the communication skills, the presentation, all this, how you are behaving with the people, all are comes under the personality. The soft skills, on the other hand, are subjective skills that changed very little over time. Such skills may pertain to the individual, relate people, or the individual think in the individual behave. For example, listening attentively, working well in the group, speaking clearly. Soft skills, sometimes called transferable skills, because you can easily transfer from job to profession or profession to profession without much training. The soft skills is also part of the common. So that's why you should be a complete man with the dress pattern, communication skills, soft skills, leadership skills, managerial skills, legal skills, all are required for the insolvency professionals. Hard skills, concentrate object ability to individual learn, perhaps have the master. They have skills individual can easily quantify using the computer, speaking foreign language, or operating the machine. Individual might earn a certificate or a degree or credentials that attest to your hard skills competency. Obviously, because of changes in technology, hard skills are required by industries today, vastly different from those required centuries ago. Here also, skills means not only the technology skills are also very much required. Personal skills, like example, your communication skills, your interpersonal people's person. You should be act as a people's person. The leadership is also the personal skill. The time management is also personal skill. The organization skills also personal. The personal skill. The problem solving is also personal skill. The critical thinking and judgment, that is also personal skill. Flexibility, adaptability. Sometimes flexible, sometimes adaptable. That is also personal skill. Creativity, That is also a personal skill. Responsibility, that is self-motivated and professionalism. All are the examples of the personal. These personal skills are required for the insolvency professional to discharge their duties effectively and efficiently during CIRP process. Ways to improve the personal skills. How to improve? Joining clubs or community groups. Some people, they will join and start a conversation with the strangers, taking training course and get as a mentor. Some people, they may not have the personal skills. They are joining in clubs. Once they joining, they will copy whatever the others are doing. Start conversation with the strangers. If at all I am interact with the stranger, then some skills will increase. Sometimes the training course and get a mentor also. Next skill is managing people and conflict. That skill is also required for the insolvency profession. You have to manage the people. That is called manager. Earlier, in the banks, particularly in the banks, accountant, cash officer, credit officer, like that. Only officer is there. Thereafter, the bank has changed. Assistant manager, deputy manager, manager, chief manager, assistant general manager, deputy general manager, all are added manager. Means managing the business effectively and efficiently, and managing the people effectively and efficiently, managing the customers effectively and efficiently. So the managing people and the conflicts are also to be resolved. Then only you are called as a manager. The insolvency professional should have the managing people and the conflicts are to be resolved. That skills are also required in the CIRP process. Managing people, manage your own workload first. Then only you can tell to others. You are talking about time management planning. If at all you are not followed the time management, if at all you are not followed the particular planning, then you are not eligible to tell to others. Get to know your team. Whenever you are managing the people who are working under you, what are their skills? What are their experience? All these things. Delegate task. The managing people means once you are delegated your work, otherwise your workload will increase. So as a manager, particularly you have to delegate the work and get the things from the people and take control of the communication. Once you have delegated, don't leave control whether he is completing the task or not, and identify the clear workflows. What type of work I have to give? What type of work I have to get from that particular person? You should know first, then only that you will get the work from the others. That is the managing people. Develop clear goals. Whenever you are getting the things from the others, you have to tell about the goals or objectives of the organization. Demonstrate consistent leadership. Whenever I am doing, simply delegation is not the criteria. At the same time, from my side, whatever my jobs are there, I have to discharge them. If at all I am not discharging my job and simply delegating, that also not called as a managing people. Provide positive reinforcement. Sometimes the empathy is required. Suppose one person is facing some problem. On account of that one, he may not discharge his duties. Then we have to give the empathy and give honest feedback and effectively resolve the conflicts. Next, next one is behavioral finance. This is also required in the CIRP process. What is a behavioral finance? It's a study of a psychology of on investors and financial market. Today, If the company is in doldrums, nobody is invested, nobody will lend, but the company has to continue. And it focus explaining why investors often lack of self-control, act against their best interest to make decisions of personal bias instead of facts. Once the company is in problem, undoubtedly, but the company's strengths are also there. Some investors, once the company is failed, they don't invest even 1 rupee extra. But at the same time, what are the strengths? What are the strengths? Some defunct companies are purchased by other investors. Why? They have identified some strengths in the company. Why not the existing investors of the company? If they put some additional finance, then automatically some good results will happen. Behavioral finance attempt to explain how the decision makers take financial decisions in real life, why their decisions might not appear to be rational every time, and therefore unpredictable consequences. In this contract, many traditional theories which assume investors make rational decisions. Heading refers to the buy and or sell shares because of many other investors. Explanation of investors, that is particularly one group of characters of the company, and following this is with regard to behavioral science of the investors. This is also like that. Next, coming to what is the behavioral finance in CIRP and liquidation? Interim finance. Being a IRP or RP, you have to convince the financials. This company is having this much strengths. Once the company is going to be in the not getting any resolution plans, once the company is going for liquidation, your finance is the first priority. That is called CIRP, valuation of assets. Once the assets are good, strong, then you have to highlight and sell accordingly during liquidation process or this one, sale of assets, resolution plans. Most of the resolution applicants, they are trying to get the company with the least cost. So once the company's strengths are there, if you highlight and exhibit and discuss with the prospective resolution, then the price may increase. The whatever the offer amount is there, that will increase. Financial operational creditors, that also haircut percentage in realization of assets. Suppose the haircut is more, then you tell, no, that the 90%, the worth of the machinery is like that. You have to highlight and you have to convince the people. So finally, what I told is, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So being an insolvency professional, during the CIRP process, definitely you will come across so many challenges. The challenges are to be mitigated. Once the challenges are to be continued, then it is very difficult for you to manage the complete CIRP show. For that, every CIP or IRP or liquidator, whoever is there, they should have the time management skills. The planning is very much required for each and every step, and a lot of managerial skills, whether it is a communication or whether it is a decision-making process or whether it is a leadership qualities or the managing men, all types of the managerial skills are required. If the managerial skills are missing, definitely it is a big problem to run the company in a desired manner. Once we are failed in the company to continue as a going concern, then the next assignments may not come. The financial creditors always, the COC is always audit the managerial skills, time management and planning of the IRP or RP. Once they satisfied, automatically the next assignment they will give. Once they are dissatisfied, if the IP or IRP is not having leadership qualities, or not good communication skills, or not behavioral finance, or not managing the people, if they know, because a day and a day out, they are closely monitoring your skills, your activities, your performance, your results. If it is not up to the mark, definitely next assignment may be a question mark for them. So sometimes if they are closely monitoring your activities, you are in the better decision making process, and you are having a good communication skills, you are having a good negotiation skills, you are managing the people in an effective manner, and if they observe all these things, next case without any problem, they will give that assignment to you, because they already tested your particular performance or skills. That's why insolvency professional, not only the code or rules or regulations or judicial pronouncement, but another 50% is the managerial skills. Sometimes managerial skills is more than 50%. If at all you are handling the company, production problems are arise, marketing problems are arise, finance problems are arise, and so many people from time to time, they are creating some problem. On account of that one, it is very difficult to manage the company as a going concern. For that, knowledge is required. That knowledge, management skills are also required. The management skills, without reading the particular management books, it is very difficult to acquire that skills. So the communication skills, you have to interact with the people. You need, they don't afraid of the interact with the people. You have to interact with the workers, you have to interact with the employees, so you have to interact with the key managerial person, you have to interact with the creditors, so you have to interact with the data, so you have to interact with the erstwhile management also. Always the communication plays a vital, it is a lifeline of this one. Whenever you are taking decisions, decision making skills are very much required. Whatever the alternatives are available, eliminate the bad alternatives and select the good alternative. But here also, the brainstorming is required. The brainstorming is nothing but interaction with the people. Take the people's view also. People take the people's suggestion. People means those who are working in the organization. So that's why, to conclude this particular the webinar, the managerial skills the IP should have for the better discharge of our duties in CIRP process. Any doubts, sir? Sir, any doubts?
No, sir.
This is required because some of the people failed, because I am observing in Hyderabad also, some of the people they failed. They don't have the financial management skills or leadership skills or negotiation skills or decision making process or communication skills, etc., etc. Once that is lacking, then the big problem is a CIRP is a big project that to completed within the time schedule, that to 180 days, then it is a big problem. So all these skills are to be acquired over a period of time by reading the papers or observing your colleagues who are handling the particular assignments, and what are the success stories. If you go through, then you will become a master in this area. So I wish you all the best, sir. thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to discuss about the managerial skills that are required for a IP in CIRP process. At the same time, I thank to the ICSI IAP for giving me an opportunity to discuss about this topic. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for your nice and insightful session. Sir, PPT has been shared, I think.
Yes, madam. Sure.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving your valuable time and sharing your experience on the topic.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.